Alrighty, welcome back to Velvet Crow Gaming. We're back with the Adelamyth on the main. Today we're going to start with the next part of characters, or heroes, however you want to define them. Cool, another tournament. Another time for me to get my butt kicked. Alright. Just go with 3 randoms here. Oh hey, I can get that for 0? Sure. Wow, that's a first. So we're going to be starting with Win today. I am trying to do my best to keep these a little bit shorter. So I may only do 4 characters for the start of it. Alright. Wow. And the reason for me keeping these a little bit shorter is it makes it a little easier to upload, and it also makes it a little easier for those watching. So we'll go into gallery here. We'll go into wind. Thank you. Okay. So we'll start off with Seth. He is a core hero and really strong, really fast. He's got a speed of 105. Got an attack of 4K. It's, a little bit higher than some of the others that I've looked at or some of the others that I've shown. He is towards single enemy damage. So we have his wind chasing skill. He deals 175 to the enemy with the lowest HP and a 100% chance to bleed. So they take extra damage as well as applying armor break or a chance to apply armor break. 40-20 with attack being higher, and his basic attacks go for enemies with lowest HP and apply bleeding. So he deals damage over time, as well as aiming for low HP enemies. He launches his ultimate kick to go towards the lowest HP with 230% damage. If target is bleeding, damage of his ability will be increased to 360, and he restores 15% of HP if he kills an enemy with his ability. So he's able to sustain himself a little bit if he kills an enemy. And he also deals more damage under bleeding, much like fire. If they're under burning, they'll deal more damage via crits, or water doing more towards frozen or slowed enemies. And then his final piece, he deals an extra 15% damage, and his damage increases by 10% if the target is under 40% HP. So he gets more damage for lower HP enemies being attacked. His whole goal is to attack enemies with lowest HP. He is widely used. He is very strong. In some cases, he is a little too strong. But he is very quick and able to kind of turn the tides for attacking an enemy team and arena. Next, we have Gaia. I would say she is one of the few strongest healers in the game. So she heals all allies for 80% of her attack. Ally with lowest HP gets extra healing equal to 110, and she also gives damage enhance on all allies, so it gives them approximately 8% more damage for the enhance, and then 40-20 with attack being higher. Uh, she heals all allies for 98% of her attack, and then it has a 60% chance to apply sustained healing. Sustained healing is for each round they're healed for a small amount of health. Um, uh, Continuously until 3 rounds is over, which essentially would be the um, round before she is able to utilize this again, making her a very strong option for healing. Then we have her last part. Each time she attacks, she has a chance to apply Earth Mark. Earth Mark will grant Gaia 2% attack. So that gives her a chance to gain more attack to increase her healing ability, making her one of the stronger, along with Michelle and Michael. Next, we have Diana. I have Diana on my Smurf. I will be glad to show her in one of the coming episodes. I will probably do with my Smurf. She provides a protection, so kind of like Scarlet's flame shield or flame wall. I can't think of what it's called. She protects two allies with the highest attack. Both the targets and herself get damage mitigation and control resistance for 2 rounds. So she's able to protect them from a little bit of damage. She's given 40% HP and 20% attack. So she is viable as a front tank. She cleanses all the debuffs on her, restores 15% of her maximum HP, so she's able to cleanse herself, so that way she is less susceptible to damage over time, and she does heal a little bit of her own health. And then counterattack. She gains 5% permanent damage mitigation, and when she's attacked, she gains strike back, so she retaliates whenever she's attacked for 120% damage and applies bleeding. This is useful. If you remember with Seth, one of his abilities is if they're under bleeding, they take more damage. So that she helps provide him more damage. She's got 107 speed, making her one of the faster characters. Mind you, Izanami is at 94. I want to show the gap here. If she's at 107 and Izanami's at 94, even though Izanami strikes very, very hard, she will always be one of the first few to attack, and Izanami will always be one of the last ones to attack. And then we have Merlin. I use both Merlin and Seth in my teams, as I've showed quite a bit. He's a recent one that I've gotten. He increases his own crit damage by 30%, and then casts a spell to one enemy in front, dealing 171% damage. It has a 60% chance to apply anti-healing, making them unable to heal. This is very, very effective in certain situations. Attack is 35, HP is 18, making him mid, not core. Merlin draws the power of the stars to attack enemies, dealing 130% damage to all enemies. For enemies who have slower damage or slower speed than him, they take 15% more damage. So he's at 106. He's one below Diana. So say for instance, Izanami again. he will deal 15% more damage, meaning 145% damage to her. And then his last part is he deals 15% more damage if the target's HP is above 70%. So he deals more damage at the start to enemies against, which makes which makes him a big help to Seth. Seth takes lower health enemies, he takes higher health enemies. So I will go into, actually give me 1 second here. I will go into hero trial and I will show this, show these two characters that I am using. I want to try and go through the basics. How am I? Okay. I'll go with it. Claim. Summon. Where are we at? 11 minutes. Okay. So we'll go into hero trial. And this will be the last part of the deal. As you can see here, I previously had 2.9 million. I want to try something, and now this might not work as good, but I want to try her. I want to see what she does. Gabriel. As you can see there, he dealt a high amount of damage. Seth and Merlin are working pretty good together. Once it's done, I'll show the details of the damage amounts. Wukong in this situation is my tank. I will do him with the next episode. Little bit lower than I was expecting. Not too bad though. I'm still happy with this. Hmm. 2.47 mil. And is there? Oh, there is no details. That's a bummer. Well, I apologize there. I was hoping to show y'all some details on that. But as you can see, or as you've seen, excuse me, they work together. So that way, every part, uh, in, each segment, so fire, wind, whatnot, are dealing damage accordingly, by working together. Ooh, come on. And the way this helps is when you balance your team, you're able to utilize your um, characters or heroes in a various amount of ways to strengthen each individual character or team effort. I guess it's difficult to explain how I'm trying to put that out there. So they work together to create a stronger variation. So Merlin dealing damage at higher HP versus Seth at lower HP. Seth dealing damage against one target, being able to apply bleeding, armor break, and stuff like that. Provides you a way to deal damage at a very fast pace in various manners. Same way with Fire's way of increasing crit, or Water's capability of slowdown and freezing. They all work in their own ways. I hope this helps. Y'all have a good one, and feel free to ask questions.